Welcome to Coastal 101, I'm John Kelly. Starting a vegetable garden from seeds is one of life's true joys, and getting those seeds to start can take some trial and error. So today, we're going to learn how to successfully start our very own seeds. Hey Jess, it's great to have you here.
Hey John, thanks for coming by.
Okay, so the first question is, when do we start planting seeds, and does it matter where you live?
That is a great question, and yes, it does matter where you live. For the most part in Oregon and Washington, there's only about 2 different hardiness zones, is what we call them. And you can find out what your hardiness zone is by just searching USDA hardiness zone. So where we're at here in the Willamette Valley is about an 8. When we plant our seeds and kind of when we take them outside and transplant them into the garden is going to be based on that 8 hardiness zone.
So are there some seeds that need more time than others?
Yeah, so there's kind of 2 different ways to look at it. I mean, your seeds all have on the back of your pack, it'll tell you how many days until maturity. And then you also have like warm season and cool season crops. So, you know, cool season is gonna be like broccoli or peas or lettuce. Warm season is tomatoes, squash, things like that. But the easiest way to know kind of when to plant those, just take the last frost date for your area and just go 4 to 6 weeks back from there and start them indoors.
So what kind of containers do the seeds actually go in?
So there's 2 kind of different containers that we have here. Well, these are kind of your 2 most standard. You have the one here like this is the tray with the water holding tray below, so when you water it, it doesn't drain out all over everything. And then you have what's called the peat pots here. And this is pretty slick. These start out as little kind of biscuits that are dry. You just dump water in there, about 10-15 minutes later, they swell up. I like planting little things in and then like cool season stuff like broccoli or lettuce, because then I can just take this once the seed gets, you know, to the size I want and plant it directly in the garden, and this will decompose and it gives it a good start.
So is there a trick to actually planting the seed starts?
So we want to start with soil, a good medium that we can grow these seeds in. Personally, we like to use a good potting soil. In this case, this is a Coastal brand potting soil that we'd make, and we add either some perlite or vermiculite to it in about a 50-50 mixture. Because what that'll do is it'll give it lots of airy space and make sure not to keep it too damp to make those seeds rot or anything. So we're just going to take this and we're just going to start adding it into our pots here. So we want a nice, even, coverage. We don't really want to compact it in there, but just make a nice, even seed bed for these guys.
Okay, so what's the key to actually starting the seed?
So when it comes to planting seeds, you just want to take and look at the back of the packet. It'll give you the seed depth. If you don't have that packet, the easy rule of thumb is just to take the largest part of the seed and make sure that when you bury it, that there's that same amount of soil on top. So when you have a seed like broccoli, it's a very small seed. We want to cover it with about as much soil as the width of that seed. So then when you have something like squash or beans, it's going to be a little bit bigger seed, and so you're going to bury it probably more like a 1/2 inch to 1 inch. So I just drop about 2 or 3 seeds on top, and since they don't need to be covered very much, just kind of fold that over, and then go to the next one again, drop that on top, cover those seeds over. With cucumbers, we got a seed that's a little bit bigger here, and so we're going to need a little bit deeper. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to make little divots in each of those spots to give us a little planting spot. And then I like to put 2 to 3 seeds in each spot, just to make sure we get plant growth in each one. So really, John, all that's left to do is just let these guys grow. The cool season crops like the broccoli and stuff, which we planted in here, we're gonna let them get 2-3 inches, and then we're gonna take and plant this directly in the garden. Because being a cool season crop, they can be outside and they'll grow better when it's cooler weather. The warm season crops like your cucumbers, your squash, your peppers, and things like that, we're gonna let those to get about 2 to 3 inches, but we're not gonna take them outside yet. We're gonna transplant them into a little bit bigger pot. So their roots can grow, they can still continue to grow and thrive in here, and then when the warmer weather outside kind of shows up, then we'll move them out there. So really all we're doing is we're just gonna use the same potting soil mix we had, make a little hole and pop that out of there and put it in there and just cover it up, keep it watered, keep it inside, and until we're ready to go. So we've got these watered, they're ready to go. We're just gonna cover them up to give them kind of that greenhouse effect and just let them do their thing.
So Jess, this is great if you have a greenhouse or growing lights, but for seed starts, what if you don't have any of that?
So it's actually really simple, John. All you have to do is take this the way it is and set it in a window that's facing south, and it'll get the right amount of sun. And but if you don't really have a place like that, or you're in town where somewhere where it can't get a lot of light, we do sell small growing lights like this at Coastal. So you can set something up like this in your house, in your garage, and it'll get it the amount of light it needs to grow and thrive.
Germinate your own gardening ideas at your West Coast owned and operated Coastal, where you'll find it all, including the right soil, seeds, and trays, and a full line of OMRI certified organic gardening essentials. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.